We feel like people think like we do. We feel like we're all swimming upstream.
Oh, we feel like we're all swimming upstream.
We feel like we're all, and we are. We are naturally all trying to better ourselves. We're actually all trying.
We're all salmon.
We're all salmon swimming one way up the stream, right? You might be behind me. You might be in front of me.
It doesn't even matter.
Doesn't matter. We're all going toward.
We're on our journey.
In that book we're reading, a journey of superiority.
Right.
We're all trying to be superior to other people and ourselves. We're trying to grow.
I think most of us, or at least in my perception, I'm just trying to beat me every year.
Well,
that's my bar.
When you get to a certain level, yeah.
There are plenty of people I could aim for.
But that's not what most people do. Most people.
There are tons of people I could aim for, but that wouldn't be healthy, right?
We're going to get to all those things in a minute because most of us aren't.
So people are going upstream. So what keeps the average person who is in business and who's doing well for themselves from just pulling the trigger on these triggers?
Because we believe that everybody wants to hear the sunshine and rainbow story. But there's a million sunshine and rainbow stories. The fear of loss will always outstrip the desire to succeed. This was before I ever got in the marketing business. I was 18 years old. I was living in Paducah, Kentucky.
Which is a hopeless place.
Yeah. I took a 5-minute sales job for McCowan office equipment. They sold copiers. And this guy came into town.
Someone hired you?
Yeah. For a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
And, yeah. I've never been a permanent employee. I worked for Disney World for 89 days.
That was the longest job, right?
90 days I would have been a permanent employee. I did not want that on my record. Little did I know what all would be on my record eventually. But anyway, this guy out of New York bought the copy. He was buying copier dealerships all over. And he brought us all in. He said, we're going to have a sales meeting tomorrow morning. And there were like 7 or 8 of us. And he said, okay, you're going in this room and you're going in this room. And I actually went in the good room, which was cool. And I was doing a little better than the others. I was pretty new. And he said, he came in the room with us and he said, hey, here's the good news, bad news. Bad news is your friends next door are all getting fired. Good news is you still have your job. Bad news is we've doubled your quota.
Ouch.
Good news is let's walk outside. I walked outside and there were 3 cars out there. One, take your pick. That's your new company car. Minute you don't hit your quota, keys on my desk. I got a little C-Class black Mercedes to drive. Now, I was driving a beater, right? I got a Mercedes effing Benz to drive in Paducah, Kentucky. You think I hit that quota?
Yes.
You bet your sweet ass I did. I would have slit somebody's throat and forced a copier down it to keep that car. The fear of loss is always greater than the desire to succeed. It's a bigger motivator. But people are afraid. It's counterintuitive to human nature to think that way. People are afraid. Even in a bad marriage, even if you're in a marriage that sucks.
Absolutely.
And it's time for the other one to leave.
Absolutely.
You know, and it really happens. And they're like, I'm out of here. You're like, no, don't go.
Yeah, 90,
beat the shit out of them.
And I'm making this number up, but 90% of people who get divorced probably should have got divorced 24 months before they ever filed.
Yeah. But you're afraid, right?
Well, who's going to do the things that person does?
You're afraid of the unknown.
And what's the dating scene like now? Do I really want to sleep alone?
Yeah.
Do I want to have to pay half of these bills?
And you'll settle for the sure thing that you got most of the time.
Right.
Most people settle.
Why fuck with the devil I don't know?
I watched Flyland. I watched him deliver one of the best talks I've ever seen him do the day I met you, actually. And there was a lady in the audience that said, well, you have a goal. Yeah, I'm going to double my business next year. How are you going to do that?
I remember this.
What's your plan? What are the levers you're going to pull? Well, we're going to need to make more sales. How are you going to do that? And it really broke down to the fact that it was just bullshit. It was just a statement, right? And so
she had no path.
You know where you're going to be in a year? Right where you are now. You know why?
You have no plan.
Because you're
strategy.
Comfortable failing.
Yeah.
You don't know what success is going to feel like. You'd rather stay in comfortable failure than great success. Well, that's the hill that you're battling with most people. It's far easier to say, guess what? I'm not going to tell you you're going to do better. I'm going to tell you you're about to lose the shitty thing you already got. That motivates the hell out of people. It's crazy what a motivator it is. But most marketers won't do it because most marketers, the people that get in the marketing space and advertising space, are shaken howdy people for the most part. they really want to be liked. They like to be the center of attention. They like to be everybody's buddy. They like to be good old Perry that everybody's going to drink a beer with. They like that. It's in their human nature to do it. So for them to go out and tell you, if you don't do this, I'm going to fuck your life up, is not who they are. But when you catch that handful of people, like a Grant Cardone, that'll scream at you that you're not a salesman, you're a piece of shit. Put that coffee down. Coffee's for closers, that kind of thing. Or Dave Ramsey that tells you, no, you can't work 20 years and buy a speedboat because having a $211 payment is irresponsible for you, you dumb shit. Your
grandchildren need to go to university.
Yeah, your grandchildren who will never come visit you in the nursing home need to go to university. Fuck those kids.
Those kids.
That's a thing. But you know
YOLO.
what? But people resonate the hell out of that message.
Yeah.
Right? They'll buy into that message. It's really, it's asinine, right? But it's true. So think about when you're making an offer to people, how could people be embarrassed or disappointed or feel like they failed
if they didn't buy?
If this doesn't work, well, that's two.
If they didn't buy,
that's where you turn on cortisol. Basically, dopamine, serotonin, oxytocin are all those happy love drugs. You know, dopamine is anticipation of something good happening. Serotonin is the anticipation of my status being elevated. Oxytocin is the anticipation of a feeling of belonging or being loved, like the day right before you get married, until the 5 minutes after you realize you fucked your life forever and give up half your shit.
Took me 30 days. 5 minutes for you?
5 minutes, you know? And so anyway, but there's another chemical called cortisol. And cortisol is a great chemical to stimulate at the right time. It's toward the end of an offer. It's how ordinary are you going to be? How disappointed are you going to feel tomorrow? When you go right back to the same cubicle, but one day you're going to look over, you and Jimmy sit next to each other in a cubicle, but one day Jimmy's not there anymore. Jimmy got off his ass and he did something. And now you're stuck in the cubicle all alone. And Jimmy's out living a great life. Do you remember the time that there was a beautiful girl at the prom you wanted to dance with, but you didn't have the courage to do it, and now she's married to your ugly best friend? Do you remember the job that you didn't go on the interview for, and now the guy next to you asked for the promotion and he has it and he's your fucking boss now and he's breathing down your neck all the day? Remember all the times that you didn't grasp that brass ring, right? Are you going to do that again? Are you going to let that happen to you again? Because if you are, I can't help you. I say at the end of some of my sales letters sometimes, it's like my daddy always said, the world needs ditch diggers too, son. You know, we interrupt this pod to bring you this really special announcement. You need to go right now. Well, maybe they want to go right now. Want to stop?
No, at the end. We don't want to have them stop.
Go to trainwreckshow.com. There's lots of bots there, GPT bots that do things for you, that do a lot of your work. So you don't have to work so much and drink more beer. The episode archives are over there. There's all of our resources, worksheets, workbooks. Everything that we've done that we give away is over there. Go get it right now. There's a lot of resources there. Way more resources that you get when you buy a lot of communities, I think.
And don't forget to like and subscribe so that you can catch every episode as soon as it hits. We'll send you a notification.
It doesn't mean you're liking Emma, by the way, because I know that slows us down on our likes. You can just click and say, I like Perry. You don't have to like Emma. It works the same way.
All right, www.trainwreckshow.com. Check us out.
Yeah.
Don't miss any episodes. Make sure you subscribe so that it always pings you. If you're not watching on YouTube, you miss out because Perry and his Tourette's is just
Hang out
on
with
it.
your wang out, baby.
All right.
All right. I'll see you next time.